plan up our day, how it's gonna be, how we're gonna do it, how we can make it productive. So, apart from all this, you made yourself available for this short uh, you can talk, you can see that as a short interaction where we I'm going to talk about the particular topic which I was coming across in my message box. A lot of things I got recently, people talking about whether to go ahead with contract employment, whether not, and a couple of reasons they have mentioned why they are, restricting themselves to be in the current organization, moving ahead with an MNC rather than going with a third party or a startup or a contract. So yes, now yes, there are a lot of factors responsible. Definitely, we're going to talk about it. So first of all, before we start, I would like to introduce myself. That's how I do always in my previous LinkedIn event. I think most of you are familiar with my profile. So my name is Anjali. I hold almost like a decade experience in HR industry with a diverse and multiple areas it has, particularly. If you talk about the domains also, I have worked and familiar with several. So moving forward, I do help people with their career development, resume building, mock interviews, training, soft skill trainings, and all. So let's not take much time and jump on the topic so that we'll get more time to discuss and understand uh, how to deal with this particular offers. Definitely at the end of those minutes, I'll be entertaining a couple of questions will be raised by I think few of or most of you. Let's see. Cool. So earlier in this month, I was going through a session where we were talking about a candidate he got offer. That offer was from completely contract. He was working in an MNC, and the company, the organization who was offering him, it was not a bigger one, not Fortune 500 or something, but a small cap industry definitely. So he was going ahead with that, but the client where he was getting deployed, that was a big firm. So in such case of scenario, when you see that you're gonna sit at the client location, you're gonna get all those benefits what they are having, but the payroll company would be different. So sometimes you really be lenient and go ahead, accept the offer, and join the organization, get a decent pay or a good pay, very luxury pay. It was a fantastic decision of your life you have taken and moved ahead. Similarly, there are variety of contract offers. When you come across, or probably most of you has been gone through, or faced such kind of offers in life so far in your career. Uh, it could be fixed time contract. Probably if you have ever heard of FTC, people say that okay, it was a FTC position. It means fixed time contract. So, in this particularly fixed time contract, where an organization has hired a, you can say a third party or a different subcontract or a sub vendor who can actually increase the headhunt or increase the positions or the number of employees on their payroll, and they're going to deploy to the client company for the particular duration, for example a year or 2 or 6 months, even it could be a quarter also. So in this particular scene, you're gonna be a fixed time employee for that particular client on the third party payroll. So that could be one. Contract to hire in the sense that organization doesn't want to increase the headhunt or a headcount, so they have given the project to another company and asked to share the bench resource. So this bench resource gonna work like a subcon model or somewhere where they're gonna work from the client location, but they are a permanent employee of a third company, and that would be their parent company. So that parent company will be taking care of everything, their leave policies, sick leaves, insurances, and everything. Moving ahead, there is a consultant or a freelance contract. So, in consultant or freelance contract, what happens? You will be working as a freelancer. So, now you imagine yourself working as a freelancer. And let's not put it in a consultant way, you'll get confused a bit, I guess. So if you're working for a company as a freelance, so there would not be a fixed time of hour. You can work anytime you want. You'll be getting a particular project. You need to finish it within the deadline or something like that. So similarly, here you'll be working for an employer in freelance employment, and in freelance consultant you'll be working for the project altogether with an MNC or a big giant group. So you'll be working as a consultant there. That could be one contract. It will be for a certain period of time. Not gonna exaggerate or expand your I think employment over there. So the particular amount of percentage you will get over here, you will not get hourly paid, you will not get some sort of salary, but you will get a percentage of the benefit. So that could be one. Another, executive contract. Oh my God, this is a luxury one. Executive contract mostly, has been offered by GMs, VPs, and all on some sort of level where you have already reached a level and you are going ahead uh, as an advisor or a helping hand, a support function uh, on an executive level. And organization do attract those candidates, quality you can say, a tier one colleges they pass out, or maybe they have done a lot of experience with a good MNC or something like that, and these are organizations they do attract with a shares of a company, some of the vehicles, and some luxury bonus you can say. Last but not least comes with a resource outsource. So when an organization do the resource outsource, it's not a contract completely you can say, but they do take the bench resources again from the any vendor or sub vendor of them. So in that case, it can be lifetime. It can be like for a longer period. It's not fixed. It depending upon the project and your performance for sure. So these are the types of contract employment. So whenever you go through or come across such kind of offer, you talk to your ex-colleagues, your colleagues, your manager, ex-manager, any of the well-wisher who can guide you better. You do explain about the type or nature of contract, what contract has been offered to you. So if you'll be able to describe them well, they'll be able to guide you in this way, and probably seeing your situation, uh, you'll be at the stage of taking the right decision. Because in this contractual employment, it's very tricky to decide whether to go ahead with it or not. It also depends on your age. It also depends on the responsibility you have taken so far on you. Because in most of the cases, if the pay is very good, people do run behind it. If the job security is missing, also they avoid. In some of the scenarios where people are looking for the job security or not a very good high pay, but a lenient, a decent one, so they avoid going with it because they do have a responsibilities where they cannot go blind. So in this particular scenarios, I'll not really suggest you to take an impulsive decision because definitely it's gonna impact your resume. It's gonna impact your career. So in this in this stage, when you reach at some offer, try to negotiate it with a permanent. If you see that any benefit you are getting in terms of salary, in terms of the other benefits, in terms of the company or a deployment, because couple of contract positions has a future of getting converted to a really good companies. For example, their level of interviews are quite less tough in the contract positions, and slightly more tough when they hire for a full time for the same position. For example, if I tell you a scenario where some organization was looking for XYZ position, so the level of interview they have set it for full time, it was really tough. And the contract, they said, it's a contract one. We'll see. Will not continue after a year. So why are we going to put much effort into taking interview? But then that resource started performing very well. They have converted to full time. So if you are really confident on your technical skills, if you see that you are a potential candidate, go ahead with contract without having a second thought. You go ahead, uh, get into system, perform well, and get permanent. I mean, this is another way of cracking interview. So it was a tip So it was a good tips when you are in confusion, or your destiny is not really supporting you with getting into a good organization. Then go ahead with contract without any second thought, because most of the contract positions get converted. So that can be one thing, but yes, you have to be a very good performer. So that is one. Another, if you see that CTC breakup of yours where you are getting a very good net take home salary, I'm not talking about the CTC entirely, because many of the organization makes a lot of things in the CTC and then your CTC is booming like anything, but it's not. End of the day, you should be negotiating on the net take home. So if your net take home is really good, I think then you can think about this contract offer, because end of the day, your CTC does matter, your net take home does matter to you, even you understand that. So, and if I talk about job security, when you'll ask me that, okay, Anshli, there would not be a job security if I'm going through a contract position rather than a permanent, because my company is not going to leave me. So it's a myth, to be honest. Unless you're not performing very good or very bad, your employment will not get impacted in any way. So, I mean, you have to be very confident moving ahead with a contract resource, because, yes, I'll not say that contract employees will not get laid off at first. They are the one who get laid off. Yes, sure. But if you are a very good performer in that also, your rating is good, they'll keep you aside and try to make you permanent, so that you will not be impacted with such kind of decisions of an organization. So always in such scenario of your employment, either it's permanent, either it's contract, you have to keep faith on yourself, you have to be a very good performer. Everything gets calculated. It's not only the job or R&R roles responsibility which has been assigned to you, but it's all about your career, to maintain your career nicely. Uh, Take things which is out of the box, do contribute in the additional things. I mean, most of you will not believe, but if your initiatives are there in the additionals of your R&R, then definitely it can get highlighted to your manager or manager's manager. So these things you will not be able to hide for some more time. So do very active, hyperactive at your workplace. If you'll ask me again that I'm not getting paid for those extra work, I do understand. But anyway, you're giving your 9 to 10 hour to an organization. In that 9 to 10 hour, if you'll be able to work on those extra curriculum, then do that. You don't have to do overtime. You don't have to keep your laptop on till 10 o'clock for your work. But yes, if you are making it done in your office hour, that's well and good. For contract, again, jumping on the same topic where we have started, sometimes your leaves policy, your insurance policies will be uh, depending upon your client for sure, because you have to work like them, you have to work according to them. So in this case, you can get benefited, you can also be in loss. So be careful once you sign a contract offer letter. So you go through the leave policy, few points you need to check. First is your CTC breakup, understand it very well, where your money is going. Another leave policy for sure, paid leave, casual leaves, whatever the leave policies, or a person who's a concerned person who's trying to explain you everything, just get into it and get it done. Transportations, relocation benefits, bonuses, assets. So those are the things which is gonna actually matter to you, and you'll not be able to afford by your end. So in these particular scenes, may now sometimes what happens, even an organization do a partiality. They do good to a FTC, sorry, a full-time employee, and they are not very much equal to the contract. But not in the case of many of the organizations, it's not. So don't have this mindset. Go ahead. I mean, most of the candidates, they do say that in the contract employment we get discriminated in some or the other way. So it's not a real thing. I mean, it not happens with all organizations. So be careful when you are getting into an organization, because it's going to reflect on your resume. uh, Another benefit of getting into contract, the particular company or organization who is making you a permanent employee is having multiple clients where you can work in your domain. For example, if you are a Java developer or you're an embedded developer, they do have a clients, for example, 5 or 10 clients who are looking for a Java developer. So they have deployed to a client. If you're liking the probably work culture or a client or a manager, you can continue with that. If you're not liking, you can come back to an organization, say that, okay, this and this I didn't like, or maybe I'm looking for a better project or something like that. Then they will deploy, they'll try to manage you with the same client, but if not, then they'll deploy you to another client. So in that way, what happened? You got a new project also, you got a new team, probably you got a new city also. If you're looking and desiring for that, you can always move ahead, and this will not reflect you in your resume. So that is one benefit. Internally you can move here and there, but it will not get benefited, sorry, it will not get reflected. And the benefit is, again, you'll be the bench resource for some time where you'll not be having much of the work to do. Don't worry in those durations, because no organization will be looking forward to lose a resource where they can get amount or billing from that particular resource, because will be the asset of an organization, not a liability for sure. So why they'll be looking forward to lose you? They'll definitely not. So in that particular period, you can always work on your self development, keep learning the new technologies. That's how you'll be grabbing the new projects. And as much as project you're working on, as much as skill you're grabbing, you will be the perfect person who will be hired at the next interview. So yeah, all the best. I'll start taking questions now. Few of them I can see. Just let me allow Deepak. Yes, hi Deepak. Deepak, you're on mute. Okay, we are not able to connect with Deepak. Okay, anybody? Do we have more questions? Okay, I think it's time to end the session. Thank you so much again, and do ping me if any confusion or queries you have related to that. At any certain of point you want to discuss, we can definitely get connected to DM, or you can find me in the um, follow section as well. You can write back in the comment section. I'll do revert once I'll go through it. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye.